Alright, welcome back everyone. I am wandering off, and we are currently going through Grim Dawn. We're creating a tutorial slash walkthrough with a Blademaster. We are currently in Act 4. So we'll just jump in. Prospector's Trail. Now again, you have two ways. We went one way. Again, it does require dynamite. If you don't have 3 dynamite, then you don't even need to go that way until you do get 3 dynamite. So then you want to go down here. And this is the second way, and this is to Homestead. This is the main way you want to go. The other way is really kind of optional. Like I say, you don't have to do it. There are quests and there are things to do over there. There's shrines to get. This guy you want to watch out for because sometimes he's granted a shield that reflects, and if you have pets, the pet damage can kill you. I learned that the hard way one time. It wasn't very fun. You do want to be mindful of that. We want to go to Deadman's Gulch again. Once you have cleared that area, you want to come down here. If you touch that dead body, you can complete this quest, and then once you've secured the waypoint at Homestead, that means that you can continue your questing, and so you'll need to go get Olgrim. And then when you come here, Olgrim will be here now. There are a few books.
I'll skip the plus. The Legion is split on 2 fronts.
is the second area. We're about to level. And this quest just consists of breaking these little hives. Now this area, these map turns, they are going to be your most favorite enemy to kill as a Blademaster. And the reason being is because they start to drop weapons for us. Actual upgrade weapons. You can start, you know, they're going to be the main weapons that you will be wanting to use, and so that's when we will start to actually care about our weapons. So that completes that quest. So you'll find yourself visiting this area quite a bit throughout leveling, just to see if you can find a better weapon. And there's quests all over the place. This is a rather huge area. There is a shrine. I never know where the shrine is exactly. But there is a shrine somewhere around here. Alright, now that we've leveled, we're gonna just go ahead and push our 3 points into the soldier mastery. Again, it's not really important to go to town every time you level. I'm just doing it because we might run into the skill, so I take the time to read the skill. But yeah, there was a pretty big update, it looks like, for this game today. That's kind of interesting. I didn't figure there'd be another update for a while. Like I say, there is a shrine somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where it's at. If we don't happen to pass by it eventually, I'll come back and find it, but This area is gigantic, so you can take the time to explore it all. I've done that many times. For now, we're basically just going to be going through and getting the quest, the main quest lines done. There's a totem here. It might be a little difficult, but it's better to clear the area before you start a totem. Yeah. Jeez. Try not to get caught. With a controller, it's kind of easy to get stuck. And then you can end up getting trapped, which is no fun. So try to always be on the move with the controller. And always try to position yourself to where you can move. Sometimes it can be a little hard. And that's another reason I really like charge, is because sometimes, or rush, is because sometimes it can get you out of a very close call. So we're 35. Just be careful when walking through that stuff. It can be deadly. As you saw, it took quite a bit of my HP away from me. So these things aren't being nice and dropping any swords for us right now. Normally, they used to drop very often, but as of late, the drop rate seems to have dwindled. Which is fine. This is just up top.
Can't do that yet. Can't do that yet.
So then we'll come down here. This place is rather big. It's the Royal Hive. By this time we should have seen a couple swords anyway. Haven't seen a single one. Is interesting.
Skill's not ready.
And there's one.
Can't do that.
So we found one. We need to be level 36 to use it. There's another one. At least we have two. And then we'll come down here. I've never had a run where I haven't found a sword in this area before, so I was almost interested if that would happen. Alright, now we're level 36. We're gonna go to town. We're gonna throw that on. And that on. These weapons start giving us points into there. Just so you can see. So our skills, we've already got +1 from something else in here, but right now this one we've only put 1 point in, and this one we've only put 1 point in. When we put this on, we get, this one goes up to +5 and +3, and then when we put this one on, it gives us +7 here and +5 here. So these are very nice swords to actually get. Like I say, we will be probably farming that area a few times. We're gonna go ahead and keep our add-on. Put that one on here. Go ahead and put our buffs back on. And so now we're up to 4,618 DPS. So that's a pretty decent amount. Now we're going to go ahead and spend our 3 points, since we just leveled up to 36. So we're going to go ahead and giving 2 points. This unlocks this section. Clean Sweep, a more powerful form of blade arc in which the soldier builds power between attacks to unleash it in one focused burst of intense damage that can knock foes to the ground. I don't know anything about blade arc. I've never used it or tried it. One of these days I will create a build to use it. I have not, so I don't really know anything about it. That's something you'd have to look up if you want to use Clean Sweep or not. And there's Rending Force. Force Sweep shatters through enemies' defenses, inflicting grievous harm upon exposed weak points. There's Fighting Form. The fury of Cadence resonates with the target, causing heavily bleeding and striking additional nearby targets. With ranged weapons, Cadence has a chance to pierce through enemies. We will put a point in here, and that gets us up to 3 points. Markovian's Defense. Markovian became a legend on the battlefield for his tactical knowledge, but it was his mastery of the shield that allowed him to endure countless conflicts and emerge the victor. With enough focus and training, Markovian was capable of maintaining a defensive stance nearly indefinitely at the cost of his offensive, opting to wear out his opponents before striking the killing blow. Veterancy experience. In some of the toughest theaters of the colonial wars has given you the ability to survive ordeals that would be fatal to others. This is a very useful skill. It gives you health regen and it gives you more constitution, and it also gives you minus 3% physique requirement for armor. So we will be getting that eventually. So that is what our build looks like so far.
Come see what's left of my wares.
for our specific build, the only thing we are interested in is one-handed melee weapons, so we can actually go ahead and click this off, this, and this off. And then if you really want to get technical, you could just put pierce. Stuff that has pierce will show up, and everything else will be gone. Then you could change this stuff as well to resistance, always show resistance gear, speed, crit, and offense and defense. For now, we're just going to turn the weapons off, and we'll just start finding our one-handed weapons, because your bag just end up getting full, and it's kind of dumb to keep running to town. I mean, unless you're farming for gold, then it can be a good idea to turn the loot filters so that you can find more gear. At this juncture, the iron isn't too big of a ordeal for us. We come down here because there is a shrine down here. So we'll get the shrine. Alright, and then we will go our point here. So this time, this point will give us plus 5% spirit, minus 10% spirit requirement for all weapons, minus 10% requirement for jewelry, and then 4% physical resistance. If you come over here, there is a boss in here. He can be rather tough, and if you try to run away from him, he can be pretty mean. Really, if you can just stand there and fight him, it's best. Pay attention to how much he hits you for. If you need to run, do, but just be careful. Because he can be quite harmful. Area is completed. Once you've completed those areas, you want to come through and but yeah, as a Blademaster, always be on the lookout for swords around this area. You can always find upgrades.
That skill is not right.
And when you come down here, there is a boss down here. You want to watch out for poison. This part, it's stationary. It can't move, but it can spit acid at you. Just want to be careful of the acid, but then if you got good DPS, you can just stand here and kill it. It pops up as a second phase. This time it's a little different. It can move. We didn't even get to see. She does drop rocks on your head. If you don't have the DPS, if you see the rocks falling, you need to move because they do hurt. And she can hit pretty hard. Be cautious of that.
Can't do that yet.
There is another section to this. Right now we're just doing the main stuff. We're not. Another part we kind of just haven't gone to. But it's surprising that we only found 2 swords. Normally, you can end up with 7 or 8 of them. So I don't know what they... if they changed the drop rate and... intentionally, or... only finding 2. I mean, I'm glad we found 2. And once you come in here, this is the main boss to finish Act 4 with. I'll just hurry up and get it down. With the right DPS, you don't really have to worry. If you're lacking DPS, then you don't want to be standing in those jets. Kind of just kite it around. That finishes Act 4. Again, like I say, I don't know if... See, I start Act 4 is we go into the tunnel here, and when we come out, and we get to Prospector's Trail and this right here, and then I count this as Act 4, all of that. You might count it as Act 4 and 5. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I count it as just Act 4 altogether, and then
There was much I see that my scouts have
once we've completed that boss we just fought, you might take the time to look up which one is better to pick. I normally just pick this one. It is up to you, and you can decide, but I normally pick this one. Once you get this quest, see, going this way I count as starting Act 5. It might be starting Act 6, but I don't know. I just count it as Act 5, so like I say, you'd have to look it up if you really want to know. I'm too lazy to look it up, so there is that. So now we have 3 bags. Kinda having a hard time getting rid of those gloves, so just because of the extra points. Because coming up, we're going to need some chaos resistance. Alright, so it does cut down on... Oh. That will work. And it's a good idea to check for metals in the vendors, because sometimes they can come up with one that is the exact resistance that you're lacking. It's always a good idea to check. You can feel free to check the Act 4 and 5 thing if you wish. I'm not 100% concerned about it. Like I say, I don't know much about it. So that gets us through Act 4. There's a few things we didn't do, but we can always come back to it later. It is a huge area to explore. So if you're wanting to, you're welcome to explore all of it. There's a few quests that can be done there, around that area. As far as this video, I think we're going to end it here. Like I say, you will be wanting to look for these swords because they're best and most useful swords for a Blademaster. This time around we only found 2, which is very surprising. Normally we find quite a few more than that. It is what it is. So just pay attention. We will be going there a few times to get better up. We'll be visiting that quite a bit. Anyway, that is all I have for now. I do hope that you've enjoyed this playthrough / walkthrough. And I will see you in the next episode. Again, I'm wandering off, and thank you all for watching.